Okay, I'm gonna open this podcast like I open a.
Hey, I had a thought.
I can
I'm cutting them
with a
off.
can opener.
Yeah, what is your
I had a
Tommy?
thought. So, at the beginning of podcast episodes, do you ever listen to podcasts?
I do. I used to listen to Joe Rogan's before it was the fucking COVID show.
Okay, so a lot of the podcasts I listen to, most of the hosts introduce themselves per episode.
Oh, true.
Because, as time goes on, people may forget who's who, and then have to go back to the first episode 15 minutes in to find our names again.
Okay, so that's a good idea.
Yeah. Do we want to introduce ourselves and then just not full names?
I'm
just
Dominic, the one that always opens and closes the podcast, and that's about all I do.
Yeah.
And you got braces.
I do have braces.
His braces, yeah. Yeah, we each have to say one stupid
Train
fact.
track teeth. I was born in Arkansas.
Mason's main.
You guys made fun of me for Arkansas.
I did. I
last
bullied you a
episode.
lot. Yeah, you're lucky that episode's not going up. Because I bullied you.
You bullied
Hey,
so
much.
hey, just because it didn't go up doesn't mean it can't make it to the
Oh no,
next one.
I'm still gonna make fun of you for being from Arkansas.
We're already doing it.
Every time you mess up a word, every time you say something, I'll be Arkansas boy.
Alright, how
That's
about...
all you are to me.
Arkansas. Can't even spell Arkansas right.
Okay. How about this episode is just actual content, just really funny things.
Revealing. Not too revealing.
You know, this bring out the Arkansas in me, but I can tell the time I accidentally almost flirted with my cousin.
That is something someone
Did you
from
really?
Arkansas would do.
I almost did.
No shit.
So I was at a swim meet, and there were two girls from Wellsville. One of them was my cousin, and one of them is not my cousin. And the one that was not my cousin came up and talked to me. Her name can be Parmesan. I don't know. Yeah.
Parmesan works.
So
That's a good game.
we have cousin.
You're not even Italian.
Shut up! I might have some Italian in me. I'm a mutt. Okay.
Nah.
Parmesan, who's not my cousin, and cousin, who is my cousin. We're standing there. Parmesan comes up and talks to me, and then my mom, afterwards, says, "Careful! I think one of the people over there is your cousin." I go, and dude, I was freaking out, like, Mom, hold on. I'm just trying to talk, and then thankfully she pointed out afterwards that it wasn't Parmesan who was my cousin, but I almost flirted with my cousin.
Ooh, that would have been bad.
I know. I could have moved down south again though. We'll just go around in a circle and tell stuff about it. That's me. I'm Dominic.
So I'm Tavi. I don't know what else to say about myself.
His name is Tavi.
It's a Aramaic name, I guess. It's about as special as it gets for me.
Not Arabic, but Aramaic.
Not Arabic, Aramaic.
I didn't know they were different until recently, actually.
It's not a big difference, to be honest.
I know, right?
It's basically the same region.
They're similar enough.
Close enough. Yeah, it's Aramaic for David.
They both have,
So you
oil.
can call me
Oh,
Dave.
that's your dad's name.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Mason, your whole personality is being Italian.
Basically. I just exist. It's a good story. I'm trying to come up with a story for Dominic. To beat his story. I have to beat his now. It has to be good.
I got some stories.
I'm trying to think.
How about your family relations to the Italian mafia?
We don't talk about that. Shh.
Alright, so we'll cut that out.
But I'm trying to think.
I'll fill empty space if you need.
Oh, did I ever tell you two the story? I don't know. Davi, were you in Miss Resistance class? You might remember
What
this.
grade?
This was kindergarten.
Maybe.
And I was just thinking about this the other day because someone was talking about it, and I brought this story up.
Kindergarten teacher?
At the time, yeah. I think she still is, isn't she? I was gonna say.
No, she's
No, Kenzie confirmed it. She knows.
she's second grade now, isn't she?
No, she's still in the same wing.
What?
Still
I don't know.
same
I
wing,
don't care
same
what
wing.
grade she's
No,
in.
no,
You
because
had Mrs. Wink at the time, right?
yeah, she
Yeah.
was
Mrs.
Wink.
Wink?
That was
Yes.
her name. Yeah.
So I know she's not. I think she's a first grade
What?
teacher because my
Oh
mom
my
works with her
Hmm.
in that wing. I just delivered a TV.
So the wing hasn't changed. All right.
No, she's in that new wing that was closed while we were in elementary school.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, they opened that up finally.
What the fuck?
They
Isn't
store
there
a
a weight room?
lawnmower in one of those rooms.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hmm.
Is there a weight room in elementary now?
Yeah, there's a weight room at the end of that hall.
Based.
Let's go.
It doesn't have a sign-in sheet. And it's only allowed for teachers though.
Yeah.
It has 2 bikes, 3 treadmills, and one
Yeah, well,
like
some of those
chest
aids
press machine.
need to get in that weight room and get working.
They are
Because holy
AIDS.
fuck,
Mrs.
the size
Meg?
I probably
of those.
shouldn't say
Yeah,
Mrs.
Mrs. And I'll say it. I don't care. She has no power over me now. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Mrs. Hams, let's see who else am I gonna call out. No, you need to really get on the fucking treadmill. Cause have you seen her fucking thighs lately? They're each the size of a whale. Dude. It's ridiculous, and none of it's muscle. None of it. Because
Come on.
she walks and
Power
she
lifter
jiggles.
right there.
And she's like Jello. Her entire body jiggles.
Fluid dynamics experiment.
Fluid dynamics. It literally is. I don't know how she moves around. She needs a wheelchair, man.
It's the first human to reach 100% body
You know who
fat.
had, like,
Literally.
you know how the absurd amount of like either fat or muscle is impossible to tell?
Yeah.
You know,
Look. True. Remember when she tried to ban tights because she was upset that she couldn't fit them?
Man, what?
Ban tights because she couldn't fit in them.
Tight?
No
Do
one
you
listened
remember
to
her
her.
figure? Like her calves put Jesse's to shame.
Yeah, right. For
Those
real.
things were huge.
It was.
Which implies
beautiful.
she was bigger before we knew her.
Oh yeah, yeah. Implies
Like
that she
much bigger. Those are not
Definitely.
small calves.
bigger. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you the story of this kid.
Oh yeah, we
Name-
got way off
I think Ethan. I don't remember. No, it wasn't Ethan. It was a kid in my grade at the time. He was in pre-K. I remember he was in the class before.
Oh, wait.
As a
I might know
kid-
who you're talking about.
There's
Yeah,
no
Bentley?
way, not him.
Okay, I was gonna
Because
say.
some other kid. Because
Yeah.
he just annoyed me. Right now, there's not a lot of things I can say as a child. Like, I know for a fact I just didn't like people. I still don't. I really just hate people.
I was
Un-
on- I was
unless someone is useful to me, I just don't care.
So
So
was that useful to you at the time, or were you just friends?
I'm sure you had something. I was probably just like, oh, you know what? You're kind of entertaining, and so I kept you around. Genuinely,
I'm pretty sure you had no friends, so I kept hanging around you.
I don't know what it was, but I know I avoided people though,
Yes.
because I was like pissed off constantly because I was like, you fucking people are getting in my way.
Being
Fu-
12 is harder than anything in the world.
Basically.
Nobody can know my
No,
thing.
literally though. Fucking John. The reason I became friends with John, I remember I didn't care about the guy for like the longest time, but I remember at some point someone mentioned campground. I was like, oh, I knew Triple R made a lot of money,
Yeah.
so I was like, all right. And then eventually I just actually became friends with him. I was like, oh, it kind of just
That was me. I introduced you to him because John and
Yeah,
I
you mentioned
became friends because we threw Mario in a pool.
yeah. And then you mentioned the fact that he had that thing, and I was like, oh shit. And then like after a while,
That entire
like a
segment.
couple years later, I was just like, oh, you know what? I like this guy. He's okay.
And
Yeah.
now he's
I don't
on-
mind him.
now he's a
It
pretty
started
honest-
with baseball. Him and Wyatt used to play Little League baseball.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
have to
right.
apologize every time you guys bring up baseball.
It's so bad.
Just got
Anyone
you.
that plays baseball, you're not being held hostage, man. Like, just join
Set yourself free.
join track
I
or
know-
anything.
Ethan.
Honestly. Okay.
Bring it back to
Ethan. I gotta remember.
Make fun of
this. I gotta
baseball
stay
later.
on topic.
Yeah.
So this kid named Ethan.
Oh, I got a baseball.
He
story.
was kind of like Tavi in a way because he would just kind of hang around me, even though I hated people. I was like, get out of my life, and he would just stay around.
Okay,
But-
it wasn't hanging around for long because you and I became good friends.
True.
Very fast.
Instead of Tavi though, I just didn't like Ethan. I just didn't like the guy. He annoyed me constantly.
He wasn't German enough.
Oh my god. No, the thing
Yeah,
is, Ethan would
Italian.
say shit to me. Yeah, with natural allies.
Oh, boy.
He would say shit to me, and I'd just look at him like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, he'd say stuff like, oh, hey, I like this too. And I'd just look at him like, what the fuck? Why would you say that?
I think I remember a kid like this. He would just literally anything you liked, he liked.
Yeah, I was just pissed at him constantly because he just followed me. But then, so I decided as a kid, I was like, all right, I need to get rid of this guy. Like, I need to get him out of my life so he doesn't bother me anymore. But then I was like, well, I can't just like walk up to him and like punch him because then it'll be like, then I'll get in trouble for that.
Because my actions have consequences.
Wow.
I realized that pretty early on. Yeah, actions do have
Snowflakes.
consequences. So I did this. I came up with this conniving little scheme, and I'm so proud of myself for this. But fuck, if that's John, I'm gonna laugh so hard. By the way, he's not on this episode because he's lazy and he's taking forever. Worry. This one's on me. Worry for such a delay.
You're sorry.
I don't care. I literally don't care. But anyway.
Listen, man, he'll find this footage later.
So basically, this kid, so Ethan, he's sitting there, just like across from. He sat across from me in the school, right, in the desk, right, because we had the desk all combined. And I decided the one day, I said, all right, I'm going to become his friend. So I can convince him to just do shit that'll get him in trouble. I was like, that's brilliant. That's what we need to do. That's my plan of action. It's recording enough. I'll be able to. That one's not on. That one's for Kenzie later.
Oh, okay. Let's just turn it
That's
up.
for the next episode. But anyway, I would convince him to do stuff, and I'd be like, oh yeah. He'd be like, oh, I don't want to do this. So I'd be like, oh yeah, man, this is terrible. And I'd like rip like a piece of my paper off. Like, yeah, just rip it up. I'm like, yeah. And he'd go out and he'd like rip his entire paper up, and I like goad him into doing it, and then he'd get in trouble for it. And then it just became this cycle where I would like tell him to do shit, kind of pretend I was doing it, completely exit the situation as soon as he was like doing it, to the point where he's just sitting there like ripping up shit. Like the dude was fine. Like he was actually like doing like, he was like a normal kid forever. But then he got put in intervention, right? And then I decided, all right, so we need to crank this up to 10. And so I went full bore in. I was like, yeah, you need to just, I would like tell him swear words and shit and be like, you need to say this to the teacher. And then I wouldn't say it like that. I made it seem like it was his idea. So what I would do is I would say, what?
Nothing.
It's fucking hilarious.
I'm laughing. What's up?
Me too.
He would sit there and he'd be like, I'd be like, oh man, you know, I heard this one kid said this to a teacher. Yeah, you really shouldn't say that. They'll get really angry. And he'd be like, yeah, they would. And I'd like get him to think about it, and then he'd say it later on. And
Oh, so he had no filter, is what you're saying.
Basically, yeah, I was able to convince him to like say all this shit because he had no filter.
People who have no filter, they think about it and then it just goes straight out.
It wasn't even that. Like I'd like actively bring it up enough that he would literally sit there and be like.
So
like,
what
oh,
I'm hearing
that.
is you should have been working for the CIA. Mind manipulation.
Dude,
crap.
you can get confessions on anyone.
My God,
You could be a Google search engine.
this fucking guy. He literally ended up transferring to, I don't know if it was Elm, but he ended up, his parents got involved and were like, seriously, like, after kindergarten, the year after, the last day he was like, yeah, my parents they're sending me to this school, like, up in, like, Buffalo or whatever. The parents lived in Franklinville. So he's, like, going all the way up to Buffalo. I don't know if it was, like, a boarding school. I don't fucking remember. But I was like, oh, that sucks. And then I was like, just walked away from him. Literally, next year, gone. Never seen that kid again. Never seen him.
Oh my God.
I don't know if he's dead. I don't know if he's alive. I don't care, personally. But I'm so proud of myself because I was like a little kid and I was able to just like maneuver I played this man like a fiddle, got him to do exactly what I wanted. By the end of the year, he was gone and I never saw him again.
Oh my.
Oh, I'm very proud of myself for that. We'll
back in.
transfer into Dom's new story now.
All right. My story's not as in depth. It's just about how I ate rocks. My dad had just taught me about the 5-second rule.
I'm fucking gaslighting people at 5 and you're just like,
I'm eating rocks.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, my brother was eating mud puddles and sand up until about 8 years old.
Which one, Jesse?
Yep.
That explains a lot, actually.
Dude,
that must be why he's
Went
a
straight
boob
to his
guy.
calves.
He confused my parents quite a bit because he had a high pain tolerance from.
So is
like,
that why his
a young
boobs
age?
are saggy? Because all the sand?
I think that sand's been processed a long time.
Yeah,
But
straighten them.
He confused my parents because I was a regular kid. Like there's nothing special about how I was. But Jesse had a high pain tolerance.
Gasoline drinker.
He ate sand. He drank mud puddles. He did not care. And like if you know how kids trip and fall and they start crying and wailing, he tripped and fell, stood up and went right back to running.
Sounds like Jesse, though.
As my parents always expected him to scream and cry, but he didn't.
The wall.
Jesse's the human version of Ginger. You think about it. My dog, yeah.
Okay, back to suckers.
Anyway, Dominic, sorry.
So,
Suckers.
I
Are we
think it
talking
was like
people or the
2 or 3.
candy?
Like the candy.
Okay.
No Mario.
I don't know. Mason's encountered a few suckers and.
Yeah, there are a few people.
So, my dad had just taught me about the 5-second rule when I was on my driveway and I had a sucker. I had a gravel driveway.
Ew.
And I dropped the sucker, and then my dad was outside on like the porch or on the patio out back, and then I looked at him, I picked up the sucker, and I go, 5-second rule, and it had gravel and dirt all over it. I just started munching on it. Just put it back in my mouth.
Just don't even suck it. Just crunch it.
Crunch.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
Take out your
Minecraft.
teeth. Oh, speaking of taking out your teeth, back in I think 6th grade, Joe, there was a game that we played. It was like Mousetrap. where you get a bunch
Right,
of friends.
yep.
They all stand in a circle. They hold hands, and you get the arms length. And you have people, run through, and the whole goal is for people to trap them. You ever play it?
No.
Did you ever play it?
Mhm.
Okay.
What?
You might have played
Where
it.
have you
You
been?
might have played it right before my class, because I think my class was the reason it never came up again. Because
most likely. Yeah.
in that class, while we were doing it, Joe and I were some of the escapees. It was like whatever the team was.
Right.
I don't remember the team sizes, but what happened was because you got to duck to get under people's arms, and at this, I wasn't tall, but I was tall enough where arms were actually in the way. So Joe and I, we're dashing through. We're like with some of the last people remaining, and then all of a sudden we decide to go together, heads down and everything. So you're ducking.
Oh.
And this is the meanest headbutt I've ever been in because we were running full force. It was so bad. I think Joe got very close to a concussion. And my teeth smacked together so hard I chipped 2 of my teeth.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh.
Rip teeth.
Yeah. And I remember
Nice.
for the next 3 months I always was like licking the one tooth because I didn't find the second chip for a while, but
How many licks
Right.
does it take to get to the center of my
Two.
tooth?
I'm missing the corner of one of my teeth.
How many headbutts does it take?
One apparently.
Fucking.
I'm just lucky my teeth weren't like fully gritted. I might have lost a tooth.
This man's a lot about Joe though. That guy is, I like him. He's questionable at sometimes.
Sus.
He's a little sus. Anyway,
It's like a chord where you hold over a note from the last chord. Suspended
Kinda,
or
A sus.
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 That was it. It's a bad one.
Is that band kid humor?
Yeah, that's band kid
You
humor.
think about Yamaha?
I don't think band kids normally know that. That was like
Yamaha's a weird brand.
Dude, you ever
jazz.
think about how Yamaha, you're literally like,
Friggin-
hey, can I have a keyboard? And then they're like, yeah, sure. Hey, can I also get a motorcycle? Oh, dude, you're not going to believe this. Check this out.
Yamaha produces a variety of
Why the
It's like Samsung. They got fridges.
Samsung has boats, man, alright?
Yeah, they have like all sorts of shit.
Now, they
Everything.
don't produce their own boats, but they buy boats just for their shipping. Like, specifically Samsung product shipping.
LG does all
LG
sorts
and
of shit.
Samsung are like 2 of the top tech sales in the world.
Yeah, because they
Apple's-
sell everything.
Apple's like number 10 just because they sell smartphones and MacBooks. That's
Yeah, but they
about
make more
somehow.
money.
But yeah, because their prices are ridiculous
Yeah,
and they sucker people out.
Steve Jobs
Like a
was
sucker in a
genius.
driveway.
That's what she said.
No.
All right, so Yamaha,
More like that's what he said.
Yamaha, the
Gay.
music producer, produces bass guitars, drum kits, silent pianos, grand pianos, guitars, upright pianos, electric pianos, stage pianos, and player pianos.
My keyboard might be Yamaha. I can't remember. I know my bass isn't.
Yamaha. And they're just like, hey, you gotta imagine like the guy who owned Yamaha was sitting there one day. He's like, yeah, we make a lot of music. We make a lot of musical instruments. They're pretty good. But my son wants some motorcycle. And so we're gonna need to.
They just got the owner of Yamaha
What?
has a really entitled son that wants everything, so he just makes everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yamaha makes musical instruments, motorcycles, bicycles,
Yeah, I knew that actually.
sporting goods, and robots.
Yeah, they make robots too, don't they?
My gosh.
They are. They're a Japanese company, right?
Fuck. Sounds like a Japanese thing.
I think it's a Japanese company.
Dude.
Speaking of Japanese, I should mention your rants about anime are like no longer
No.
podcast canon.
No.
They're now in the legends category.
They're in there. Dude, speaking of Japan, but not Japan, a little bit to the left. Down?
South Korea.
Where's China compared to Japan?
Up
Up?
north. Yeah.
What?
What? No, hold
Part
on.
of China.
It's northwest.
When did they release this up? there?
China's literally like
China's
all of
China's
Japan.
like right above
China
Japan.
is.
all
but,
of
like,
Japan fits within the border, like the lateral.
Why am I going on
borders
Google
of
Maps
China?
for China?
How
With
big?
the latitude, right? Because China goes all the way
Map.
down to like Vietnam, and then all the way up way past
Okay,
into Russia.
so
It's
right there.
northwest.
It's just straight to the
Oh,
west.
here I'm thinking it's down by the Philippines.
Yeah, it's
The
just kind of
Philippines.
left.
I have been confirmed by a Filipino. The Philippines is the Mexico of China.
Yeah, it literally is. Philippines fucking sucks.
I have almost.
So you
been
can't
sent-
hate on me. I have a friend who
Dude, they
confirmed that.
literally just elected like a drug dealer their president.
Dude.
Like straight up.
I almost got sent nudes by a Malaysian person.
There's an OnlyFans.
No, they
There's
just
an OnlyFans
asked
one.
if I wanted them. I said, no thanks.
Was she hot?
Slightly. And then
How old was
she
she?
goes, oh, thanks. I don't normally like to do those. Which
What?
makes me think
What?
she knows she doesn't have to, right? Because that's one of, like, she asked me on Snapchat.
No,
I'm
she's
like,
held at gunpoint.
okay.
There's a gun off camera.
No, could you imagine? He's like, all right, someone breaks in and thinks, all right, you have to send your news to someone or else I'll shoot you.
This
And
random-
Dominic's just like,
This
nah.
random kid in
Hey,
Frankfurtville.
hey, I got this buddy named Eric.
He's like, okay.
Well, yeah, but, like, that's, like, one of the first things she asked. She had pretty broken English, but she was getting there. She was learning English. It wasn't too bad. But
Whenever I think of broken English, I think someone taking a sentence, taking a knife and cutting out like 3 words,
Normally it's just.
and then shuffling 2 of them.
okay, so yeah, like the first thing she texts me is like, "Do you do naked photos?" And I go, "And no, I'm good." And she goes, "Oh, thanks. I don't really like to do those." Which, like, you have a choice, you know.
Yes, English my first language.
But yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, I was shifting left to China, then I went down to Malaysia, up back into China, being chitty. So
Social credit increased.
social credit deducted. Dude, it's so
90
funny.
credits gone.
Do you know like 99% of all the Hong Kong protesters were arrested?
Probably.
That's
Like no,
unfortunate.
of like the 2 million, they arrested all of them.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Is what it is.
I'm amazed that
Is
China was
Taiwan
able
the
to
one
shut
that they
that
don't
down.
recognize as a country?
Well, that's
Yeah. Anyway, you were saying.
So China, there's Johnson, like the son of the people that own the Chinese restaurant. But this man just pulls out everything. I can't read a word of it. I'm like, oh, what's in it? And he just hands me the package. It's in Chinese. I can't read this. But like, it was this sweet. It had a picture of a pig on it, like 2 pigs, and they were like drawn like animated, and then like, it was sweet jerky, like not teriyaki, like sweet, like candy sweet jerky.
Strange.
Probably candied pork or something.
Then he pulls out this
dried
like
candy pork.
roll
I don't know if that's a thing.
with like this green like candy looking thing on
Oh,
the inside.
is he giving you imported food?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've had Japanese imported
Well, he
food.
goes to the
Half of
he
it's
goes to
good.
the Chinese market every now and again.
Okay.
Wherever that is, and buys a bunch of like candies and stuff. He'll just hand me stuff. It's really good. They got some pretty gas food. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I could let the communism and like horrific things they do there slide if the food's good.
Yeah. I genuinely.
I love China.
Have you ever had
I
imported
can't.
foods?
Yeah, I've had
I want
Australian.
my social credit to go.
Okay, because there was
I need my social credit to be
There's-
high. So if I
But real
wanna
quick,
visit,
before you
I'll
say
get
that,
shot
I do
down.
want to say, Dom, I do agree. If the Chinese or the Russians invaded us, I would join them until Franklinville was gone, and then I would like switch sides, because I would be
Till
the
South
guy.
Carolina has fallen, then I'll
Until,
switch.
basically, yeah.
Arkansas.
Dude, make me
Hey,
a
I'll
fucking
leave
artillery.
Arkansas out of
man.
this.
No one's gonna touch Arkansas. It
Nobody
doesn't
cares
exist.
about Arkansas. We
Yeah,
do
what-
have we do have the country's only diamond mine. That's actually a fact.
Okay,
That's
so
not-
Arkansas is the leading cause of marriages then.
Gosh.
How is that a benefit? How is that good?
I don't know. It leads to plenty of divorce attorneys, though.
That's true. My parents did live in Arkansas for a while.
That's
Now
fair.
they don't live in the same state.
Yeah, one of them's busy worrying about
So-
Iranian spies.
Obama was an Iranian spy.
Yeah, we
Come on.
might have been. We don't know. What the fuck are we supposed to know?
Michelle
Anyway.
Obama's a dude. I'll believe him on that
Go to
one.
my grave on
She's
that.
got a back like of my
She got a
dreams.
back.
She does. Her back is like
She's got a man's back.
huge.
She's got she's Amazonian woman.
Yeah.
She's also got like
Then again, Obama was not a large man by any standards.
No, Obama was pretty small. Yeah,
So
Twink Obama.
Obama's like 6'2".
no,
No.
No, he's like
No.
5.
he's like 5'7".
I was gonna say, he's
He's not a tall dude.
he's not super tall.
I don't think
Tallest
maybe
president
5'7".
was Abraham Lincoln at 6'4".
His hat was like 18 inches.
Yeah,
Oh.
he took all the inches off his dick to put it on his hat.
Man got blessed in the wrong.
The shortest president was 5'4".
Who was it?
James Madison.
Who the fuck is James Madison?
Nobody
An
knows.
insignificant.
Taft. You guys remember Taft?
Taft got stuck in the tub.
He was 5'11" and
My-
325 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
My favorite comic of Taft is the one with the crane lowering him into the bathtub.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
People hated him because of his size.
Imagine just being that size and walking around.
Obama
Dude.
was 6'2".
He was?
Yes, I told
Holy
you.
crap! How tall is Michelle Obama?
Michelle Obama's like 7 foot.
She's got to be like 6'5".
She's 7'11", like straight up.
She's normally seen taller than him. It's probably the heels, but like
Dude,
she's
a
not.
tower. She's a tower.
5'11".
No.
No shot. There's no way.
Was she wearing 6-inch heels?
I don't know, man.
6-inch. Listen,
Yeah,
man.
but Obama was 6'2". Trump is 6'3".
Yeah, he's pretty
Really?
tall.
Yeah.
He didn't look 6'3". I think it's just
It's
because
the way he stands,
Dude,
right?
he's so overweight at this point that like, dude, all that man eats is Diet Coke. He just drinks Diet Coke, eats McDonald's.
Cleanest
food.
moment.
Dude, fucking.
Who's what?
I have to tell the
no,
KP story on
Are
that
you thinking
next
of Warren
year.
Buffett?
No, I'm thinking of
That
Trump.
man lives off of McDonald's.
Dude, Trump, all he eats is all he does is fucking chop up his Adderall and snort it, and then he just drinks Diet
Had
Coke
his
and
doctor
McDonald's.
prescribe him cocaine.
Honestly, I'm surprised William Buffett's even alive.
Yeah, he's alive somehow. Warren Buffett, right?
Yeah.
was gonna say, not William Buffett.
the second time. I said Warren the first
You
time.
said Warren the first time. You had to say not.
What was I gonna say? So, can we just jump back to imports real quick?
Oh yeah, go for
Yeah.
it.
So you've had
Which
Chinese
one time?
imports.
I have had Chinese imports.
I've had Japanese. You've had Australian.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually.
So overall, like out of the treats you tried, did you have like a full meal or like snacks?
Just like a bunch of snacks?
Okay. Out of 10, how would you rate them?
That's a tough question. My Gordon Ramsay in me would rate it probably like a 0, but I would say it's actually probably closer to like a 7. It's all right. Like it's not different, but it's not interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 5 because it's not different, but it's not interesting.
Okay.
They were both different and interesting.
You only had 2.
I did.
Okay. That's better than nothing.
Yeah, but I have had like other things that he's given me, just like sweet rolls and like other things like that. They're generally just sweet. I think a lot of their candies are just sweet.
Okay.
Like a lot of our snacks have like a variety. We have like salty snacks and like sweet snacks, sour snacks.
So
Obviously they have variety as well, but I think there's
in the U.S.,
There's less variety.
We
like,
add about, I don't know the percentage. We add more sugar to everything.
Yeah.
Everything here is sweeter. If you go to like England or something,
Mountain
like
Dew.
that, you buy a chocolate. Yeah.
Dude, 100 and what? 151%.
No, that was just that was Pepsi.
that was Pepsi. Pepsi has over 100.
No, wait. What did we were at?
Mountain Dew is like 232%.
200. Yeah. So it's like I was gonna say. I thought Pepsi was like less.
Pepsi
than
was 154% your daily sugar.
Yeah,
intake.
so a Mountain Dew was like, it was literally like several 100% over your daily thing, and it was split up into 2 separate servings
yes.
on the thing we were looking at. I was like,
My gosh.
it was just a bottle.
Wait.
I'm like, dude,
So out of 10, I'd give them a solid like 7.5, closer to maybe 8, because like they taste good. They're different flavors, which is nice, because it's not just the same stuff. What I want to try is ketchup potato chips from Canada. They're a thing, and I've heard from a guy that lives in Canada, they don't taste like ketchup. He didn't say what they tasted like. I heard that today. That they didn't taste like ketchup, but I want to try them so bad.
You know what I want to try?
I'm gonna pass on those. So, if I had to rate Japanese food, or the Japanese snacks,
If you ever
I
get
had-
a hold of them, let me know because I do want to try them.
I should buy some for the next podcast.
Yeah, go for it. Well, the next one's gonna be like, you have to get them shipped real quick. Like,
No, it'll be next Monday.
the airplane going across, like ah.
It'll be next Monday
Yeah, true.
because we won't be able to do it tomorrow.
Oh no, will next Monday work? Cause we're gonna be in New Jersey.
We should be back Monday, but I doubt Mom's gonna want some people
True,
over after
yeah,
the day
so-
we get back. But
We can
we
move.
might be able to.
We can move dates around.
Yeah, we'll figure.
We could do
something
probably Tuesday after school.
out. Yeah, it'll work.
So,
I can get 4 large bags for $25.
I think last summer it was. Joe had a bunch of Japanese snacks that I think his mom gave him because she was gifted a bunch of snacks.
Uncle
that
Joe?
She
Yeah.
didn't like. She didn't want to eat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I had 12 different snacks. Out of 10, actually, I think out of 12, I would rate them 7. They were either hit or miss. Like they're either good to okay, or they're just straight up trash.
Okay.
Like the one I had, one of them was just straight up like rice grains. It wasn't anything. It was just rice. But not like the white rice where it's just the thing. It was like the whole bean.
Yeah.
That was weird.
That
They were
sounds
really
weird, yeah.
dried too. But the one of them was just straight up like a Pepsi rip. That was the funniest one. It tasted the best too. It was like a Pepsi rip in a gumball.
I saw.
Pepsi rip.
You remember when we were over at Liam's house, and he had those Japanese sodas?
Yes. We'll have to cut his name out.
Yeah.
But his sister,
The second time, actually.
his sister's just a straight weeb.
Yeah.
Like puts me to shame. Weeb. She gets crap.
I'm a closeted weeb. Okay.
Fucking, oh my god.
I'm not a closet weeb. I'll admit to watching anime. I mean, I got her to watch it. By the way, Spy X Family is very good. This is a very good show.
It's good.
What?
God, I'm not
Oh,
watching
yeah.
Dude, no, it's actually
Like-
it's a really good one.
I hang posters up. I wear the
weebs.
occasional
What I
shirt.
even like.
If somebody brings it up, I'll talk about it. But I definitely don't go around talking about it.
Oh,
No, I
Posting
don't.
edits on my Snapchat story.
Oh, you don't. Dominic, may I remind you, and no one's gonna know this because it's not going up.
It's
But
podcast legends.
it's not part of the lore anymore.
That's
It's not canon.
Podcast Legends is all the content cut will get canceled immediately.
Oh, it's you. You sent me a picture.
Look at it. It's funny.
The fuck is that, Michelle Obama?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the fuck? Look at the size of this woman. Holy fuck. It's a picture of
That's that
Michelle
man.
Obama.
Yeah.
My
That, like, man
God.
is really tiny.
That man is
It's
that
just
who?
so
Do we know who
funny.
that dude is? 'Cause
That's some James Madison
It's like,
stuff
it
right
was,
there.
that said
For
like
real.
Japanese
is it,
7.
Oh, that explains it, yeah.
yeah, their average height over there is like what 5 feet on the dot.
4'9".
I wanna go to
3 foot if
Japan
you're lucky.
only because I would tower over everybody.
No.
Japanese emperor.
Oh, that's an influential figure.
I don't want to go to Japan only because I don't want to watch a bunch of people commit suicide.
No,
But-
actually, fun or not fun fact. but
Podcast trip to the forest.
This isn't a fun fact, but the reason the suicide rate is so high is because there are so many unsolved crimes that they're just ruled suicides.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's actually kind of sad that statistic exists.
Ah.
But it messes with the other. It really should be unsolved and not just ruled a suicide.
That's interesting.
Because if I
actually.
get 2 gunshots to the back of my head, I
That
don't.
was a suicide. Come on.
Yeah.
Elaborate contraption.
What are you telling me? You saying? Are you implying that freaking bed sheets can't, choke someone to death in their cell right before they have to go on trial?
Toilet paper 4 feet from a bunk bed.
You kidding me?
Dude, come on. I mean, all the cameras just went out.
Yeah, I mean that Spanish prison. I mean, he just died.
Crap. Mason, you'd be tall in Japan.
Probably.
Average height for a male is 5'2". And
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're midgets. And average female height is 4'9".
I can't go there.
So
now.
you would blend in.
I can't go there.
Go.
4'9". Aren't you like 5 something?
Literally 5 foot.
Yeah, you'll be able to. Scare
You would actually be considered taller.
Who is texting?
That actually makes me like rethink watching animes. It's like these people are probably like this tall.
There's little midgets with a sword.
And there's always this weird height difference between a male protagonist and a female protagonist. It's like 18 inches.
Yeah.
So that implies if the dude, let's say the dude's like 5'6", she's like 4'6".
What I don't understand that people who are like, oh, I want someone who's a lot shorter than me. It's like, dude,
Mason, there's no one shorter than you.
that's fair.
You don't understand it because you can't get it.
Tall women are hot.
But it's definitely
It's
like
objective.
That's a challenge for you.
Yeah.
it's
But you
definitely
know what?
more like a.
I don't.
Yeah,
It's a preference, not a requirement.
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't get it because it's like, then it's like,
I don't-
so
can't
awkward
really
to
be
try and
picky.
hug the person.
Oh,
and
no, I
anything.
understand that.
They're like, oh,
You gotta get your squats in, 'cause then you're just like.
yeah. It's literally like that. It's like then so uncomfortable. It's
You
like,
go, you go to embrace
care
them, you
now.
gotta lean over like, are you down there
Ooh,
somewhere?
you'll have legs of steel, like prom dancing like this.
Then again, I mean,
Just pick them up.
Get him a stool.
You gotta. The reason you go to the gym is so you can raise them to your level in an argument.
Exactly.
You listen here.
Do I weigh anything to you? No. It's like
What's that image of that? There's this like ginger holding up this other person who's like a midget. Like
Is it
both adults
pinning is a
against
dude,
the
like,
wall.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
so
a
fucking
giant woman pinning
She's
a
just like-
small Japanese dude to the wall.
funny. And he's just like,
He's like confused and horny at the same time.
Oh my god, I would be too.
He had a smile. He had a scared smile on his face. It was great. This is a funny image.
Okay, so it's either tall goth women or tall moms or moms in general. Tall mom goth.
Tall is not a.
I want a tall mother that is goth.
goth.
You want me to like
How
cut
does a
off
mom
half your
become
leg?
goth?
That way tall just becomes like.
Yeah, that's fair. Dude, I would
Put
get
you in a wheelchair.
No, I want to get the cool. I want to get the cool amputee legs. Didn't I go farther in long jump if I had like?
Fucking
It needs to be cut from,
disabled.
like, the knee.
I'll do it.
Disabled just because.
Or no,
If it's
right,
like cut right here,
literally right here, so you can still bend your knee.
if
That's what I was gonna say.
If
You
it's
could
cut
be a
like
superhero.
here, I'll cut it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Dude, Paralympic
You could be a
long jumpers?
superhero. Disabled Dom.
Be dumb and a sub at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Sitting in your wheelchair.
Have you
Like,
ever
here
looked-
comes disabled Dom.
So, Mason, have you ever looked at Paralympic
Disabled Dom.
stats?
What?
Have you ever looked at Paralympic stats?
I've never looked. Why even watch the Paralympics? I
Okay.
don't even watch the regular
So-
Olympics
Yeah, you beat
anymore.
I
somebody in
watched-
long jump.
The only reason I looked into some of these was because I watched a video of a Paralympic long jumper.
Oh.
And he was a single leg amputee, a left leg I think it was.
Okay.
And you know when he started he had this weird hobble because his foot wasn't compressing, and it was the bow. It wasn't like a foot, it was a bow, like this ring.
Mm-hmm.
So as he's going and he slowly starts building momentum, it starts compressing the spring. So he's going faster than a normal person could.
Yep.
And then when he hits the jump, instead of like using his natural foot, he uses the spring steel to his advantage, and he soars. I forget
Hits
what the
Mach
number
10.
was, but he blows past any like natural or
I'm gonna look it up because
athlete.
I know the world record for like the regular Olympics, the Olympics is.
The proper Olympics.
Damn it.
That's okay. I can
Yeah,
make fun of
non-vegetable
disabled
Olympics.
people.
Okay.
The fruit Olympics.
The Olympics is 29 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might have been 33 feet.
There are boats longer than 33 feet or shorter than 33 feet. That's insane. Just you could jump the entire boat. Just imagine.
Dude, my boat is only 29 and a half feet long. That man could jump farther than my boat.
That's insane. It's interesting though. I wonder how. If I ever like broke my arm enough that I
28
needed
feet.
like
28?
Is what it looks like.
what? What? Nothing wrong with me saying
Wait,
that.
I
started
just
that.
saw-
If
I
I
must have read
broke my
something.
arm,
Well, yeah, I mean it's not like a huge issue, but it's like if I broke my arm enough to the point where I needed to get it replaced, I'd totally just make the whole thing like a prosthetic, so I could like do things and not feel it. Like I could just like walk up to someone and punch them. I wouldn't even feel it. I'd just be like able to go ham on them, and not care. Like the fists don't even hurt anymore. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
your fist isn't gonna feel it.
And
But
some
your
guy at
face is gonna feel it.
Some
And he starts
guy,
retaliating.
the freaking at the.
Excuse me.
I'll get into a bar fight and I'll just be like, he'll be punching steel and he'll be like, ah, why?
You know you should equip the prosthetic arm so that when you put it up like this, it just deploys like this 18-inch shield.
That'd be.
That's
funny.
it.
What?
The Olympic record, the Paralympic record for discus for girls is 122 feet. I throw 108.
That's girls.
I
So-
understand, but
so-
they have a smaller disc. The girls like
You
Dom,
gotta- you
are
gotta
you
remember-
competing in the girls category?
I will now.
Tom,
Okay.
you gotta remember, they're also spinning the wheelchair.
No, this is what you spin me
Yeah.
right round.
Oh, baby, right round.
they got an
like a
underlap. They just start whipping the wheelchair around
You
just
are
race.
Oh my god.
But like the girls, the
We're on a
women's
fucking
Olympic
turntable.
record for discus is 255 feet, which is farther than the men's Olympic record at 243.
You might
Wait.
be able to beat them.
Oh, because
They have a smaller disc and it doesn't change at all.
Because
The
they're-
guy's disc goes from 1
could be.
kilogram and
That's why
small.
guys is more impressive. Otherwise, you give a guy a girl's disc, I'd probably throw
What?
300 plus.
Dude, I
What's
want
my
to.
best? I don't fucking remember. It's like somewhere in the. It didn't hit 100.
Mason, did you throw?
Yeah, a couple times. I don't remember what the fuck my one
It's
was.
probably somewhere in the 70s or 60s.
It was like upper 70s.
I remember modified.
I believe
I
that.
threw for a little bit. Only because Youngie needed a placeholder. I thought 40 was good.
Top you hold
It's
out with
modified,
40.
right?
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. Dude, my
Not bad.
first meet I threw like 70. and then that was last year.
Better than what I did.
Your first meet you threw 70,
Yeah.
and now you're already at 108.
Yeah.
Not bad.
In 2 years.
That's a jump of like how much? That's like 38.
40's embarrassing. I bet you
Yeah.
could throw
No, you're
farther.
good. It was modified.
It's okay, buddy. You'll get there eventually.
No, I'm done.
Dude, I'm only 2 feet off provisionals though, so I'm excited.
It's pretty good.
I knew you were a foot guy.
Did you ever see the world record holder for a shot put?
Yeah.
You ever see?
Hey,
him
he's
throw?
talking about 108 feet. What else can I
Dude
expect?
throws. Was it 76 feet? Or
Yeah,
something like that?
something like that.
He throws, but the way he releases it, it's like he doesn't even push off. It just like it looks like it just leaves his shoulder.
He goes farther than like some people throw disc.
Does he spin?
Just
No, not like turn around, but does he do an actual spin?
like a full spin like disc does, like I do for disc.
All right.
Dude,
He's
top
clearly
guy.
mastered the technique.
He is. It's nuts.
And then, have you seen his like?
He does a ballerina spin.
Have you seen the end of his throw? At the
Is that where he keeps spinning?
he spins
Yeah.
after he releases.
It's because he has
His
so much
foot
momentum.
always dangles over that bar,
Mhm.
or the.
He does it for like people do it for disc too, because they got so much momentum.
They do it to flex.
No, they don't do it to flex. Their
Wait,
bodies
Dominic,
will keep
who-
going if they don't keep
Yeah.
turning.
What?
Who?
Just like the good people, it does like professionals of
They're
disc.
good people.
Well, oh yeah, I lost by.
If you're like me, and
So,
you're good at
We were at a
this.
competition and like I got 5th overall out of 40. I was seeded 12th, so I was pretty happy with that. First place was like a 125. He was untouchable. Like he was just nuts. Second place was 111. Third place was 108.8. Fourth place was 108.5, and I was 5th with a 108.4. Inch does a lot though. It's inches a lot.
Oh my god. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something off of that, but I don't care. So
Well, I think we've come to an end.
I think we've had a pretty good one this time.
This
Yeah.
has been
Informative.
informative.
A good time.
I was gonna say the podcast name, but names are cringe. This has been our podcast.
Has been.
If you tuned in,
Dominic.
thank you for your time, or
John's not here.
That's
or
true.
maybe haha, you can't have your time back.
Aha,
That's
John.
true.
This
We
is like
took
total.
time.
This is a prank on the other co-host.
This is
here.
yes, this is a not a prank, but this is an experiment to see whether
How
or not-
long it takes him to notice that we have an entire extra podcast on.
Yeah. And he's not 2 minutes past when he said he'd be here, but.
All right, let's wrap it up before he
All right.
shows up.
So
Yeah.
this has been
Mason.
Tavi,
and Dominic. Thank you for joining the podcast.
we gotta mention the guest.
Oh, we
Oh,
did
yeah,
have
Kenzie's
Mackenzie
here.
for about a minute.
It's about
Yeah.
3.
All right, 3 minutes. Thank you, Mackenzie. I hope you
Gentlemen.
have a slightly above average day. Go
Or
out there.
yeah, definitely enjoy those next 24 hours.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. Finish us off.
All right, I'll finish you off. All right, go. I'll be right back.